Hello.
Once again, you cannot stop us. You cannot take us off air. We will not be canceled.
But you are air.
You
counted
cannot.
us down this time. We're getting professional.
Me slime.
Or maybe you're less late than usual too, which is kind of professional in its
know.
own way.
We should have sign-ons and I don't know, discuss what's going on in this podcast.
No.
No?
No.
No? Okay.
Never.
Oh no. Speaking of unprofessional, your border around your video game.
I
just-
know. That's what I'm trying to deal with.
Off center.
But I keep clicking everything else. We are the
I just
number
want-
one most professional.
You gotta lock the channels.
I am.
Alright.
I'm moving the wrong thing. Look,
Alright.
my scenes
Alright,
are a
alright.
shit show.
Alright, I won't say anything about the scene then. But I will say,
We
are
did
you
it.
playing... Is that Going Under you're playing?
Yes, it is.
The what is it? A roguelike where you're...
You are an intern at a job.
Yeah, and the intern gets to fight all the goblins. Right?
Correct.
I know a little bit about it.
The Joblins. But it's not about Joblins right now.
No?
This is about March and the madness that is going on every
Yeah.
single day of our lives.
Number one NCAA podcast.
Who's your favorite
Right?
basketball?
I like the one that loses the hardest
True.
because it makes me feel at home.
Makes you feel like basketball might be something you can do.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
just like me.
But yeah, we decided since the whole March Madness hashtag VGMV March Madness has been going on, and
What is that? What is March Madness?
well, we have Issa and Chris here to describe that. I don't know.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, welcome them to the podcast. I don't think either of them have actually been in the waiting room.
This
So,
is
And
this
if they
is
have, it's been a minute.
the first time.
Holy shit.
No, this is my first one too.
What the
Mhm.
fuck?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, welcome.
Finally, esteemed guest that we've been trying to get for years.
It
We
happens.
have them.
They just had to create a month-long event for us to invite.
They just had to make a big deal out of something and make it really, really cool.
To be fair, if you join the waiting room, you can come on the podcast.
It's
You
so
don't have to
easy.
be invited on.
It is. Normally I just watch though.
Right.
It's fun
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You
yeah,
could
not a
tap
lot.
into this level. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I know not everyone likes to be behind the mic on
Yes.
something streaming.
It can be some pressure, and some people just don't like doing it. So,
It's a hard job.
totally reasonable.
It's okay. I'll never listen to this. It's fine.
Thank you.
It's wise not to.
It is.
Mm.
But
I get anxious thinking that Atrix re-listens to the episodes sometimes.
I can't. The only times I've done that is when I had to upload everything to Spotify,
Mhm.
and just to get a quick idea of what the episode was about for a description. Otherwise, no, I cannot do that to myself.
Understandable.
But yeah, Caleb's here now, so if anyone, so we can go ahead and get started by, if anyone has been living under a rock, would one of you all mind describing just the basics of the VGMV March Madness? And
Yeah.
how you all came to be doing it.
So it was just some idea that we had. I mean, both of us are on Instagram. Issa has been doing it a very long time. She actually helped me a lot with setting up my Instagram account because I didn't have one until late last year. And for whatever reason, I just decided to start one day. I was like, this might be fun. Just post what I'm listening to for the day.
Mhm.
And so that's kind of how it all started with that. And then, truth be told, there was a discussion. I think it was over the whole TikTok thing. Like, we were like, wow, there's like all this stuff that just goes super crazy. It gets people involved, bring new people into the scene. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I don't think there's been an Instagram challenge that has been primarily focused on VGM vinyl.
Yeah.
So I mentioned it to like Issa one day, and Issa was like, no, this is a great idea. And she's been involved in so many challenges before. She's been involved in just doing Instagram a lot longer than I have. And she was like, let's get together, let's figure out something for this, and let's make it a reality. So she kind of just like took it and ran with it. She did the flyer for it. She did a lot of stuff regarding setting up the days, like the themes and whatnot, and just kind of explaining, hey, this is how we go about it. And I think the last thing that we did before any of it went live, I think it was like the day before, we had to come up with a hashtag for it, and that was Issa and Bird 100% for the hashtag.
And what was the hashtag?
VGMV March Madness.
Very, very good.
Yeah, and it's been super, super crazy how well it's been received so far. Like, we didn't think, I mean, I can't speak for Issa, but I'm pretty sure probably on the same page, but none of us were doing this other than just to go out and just have fun and post stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was like 2 days ago or maybe a day ago, we hit over 500 separate posts on Instagram.
Wow.
Yeah. For just
wow.
VGM stuff, that's huge.
That really is. That's quite the engagement too.
And that doesn't include when we reached out to both, obviously John here on the Discord. We were like, hey, is this something, would you be okay with us putting it here? And kind of just trying to get some activity here. And the same thing on the main as well. And after some discussions with Josh on the main, we were like, you know what, why don't we just set it up to where there's like a daily post? And that has been wild. Because typically we're getting, it's normally about like 70 or 75 like responses per day.
Wow.
We're on day 21 now, which is kind of crazy. Like,
21
I thought that
days worth, and like people keeping up with it.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah, I was like, I thought that people were, I was like, I told Josh, I was like, I give people 10, 15 days. They're going to get burnt out. That's why we were like, I don't know. Maybe the daily posts are going to burn people out.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, last time I talked to him, he was like, no, he's like, people want to keep this going after March. And I was like, I don't think we can do it.
Oh, how do you keep this going?
Yeah, I was like, that's a lot of, it's just a lot of everything.
That was a lot of brain power just to do one whole month.
Yeah, you only have so many records.
That too.
Would you say 75 is like the average a day, or just recent?
Oh, it's been like that from the start. The average on main, 75 posts per day.
That's crazy.
Today was a little bit lower. Today was like the rainy day themed, and I think they were talking about rainy day themes on like a separate thread like last week.
Yeah.
Or also, it's also been 21 days.
Right. You're like,
That's
all right,
crazy though. That means
Yeah.
like across 10 days, that's what, 750 posts, and then across 20 days, that's on average, like if you're averaging that's like 1,500 posts from people of their photos.
And I think it's crazy enough that probably the day that we got the most response was actually the movie soundtrack day.
Oh yeah, the non-VGM day.
Yeah, the non-VGM one, but that was still like really cool though, because like we talk about like video game soundtracks with each other like day in, day out. So it's kind of cool to get to know people, like what some of their other interests are.
Yeah.
But yeah, the movie one just went crazy. I was like over 150.
Oh wow.
Which that's just, it's just massive for like the main, because I mean, it's not just Discord folks, it's not just main folks, it's just all about bringing like the community at large together under one one idea, which is just to have fun.
Right.
Yeah. One thing I really like about it, like that I've personally been trying to do, is like, with Maine or with vinyl postings, it's mostly the recent stuff. It's mostly all the hot items of the moment. So I love like being able to go into like a couple years ago and repost something.
Oh,
that
100%.
maybe doesn't get enough attention.
100%. I mean, you can kind of figure out, like, for some of the themes, like ahead of time, what you think most people are going to be posting. Like some of them are easier than others. Like we had the sports theme day,
Yeah.
we had the water theme day. Everybody loves Bloop, including myself. Today was rainy day, obviously, and I mean, it just
Rainy
happens that
days, rainy nights.
I'm
It's just obvious.
100%. So I typically just try to get like the low hanging fruit, like the most obvious one out of the way whenever I post for that day. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
we're just gonna do that, so we can kind of just
Yeah,
everybody-
you guys get to. You can kind of force other people to be more creative, in theory.
It's like, if you really want to, go for it, but they can see it
be-
here.
You'll be cringe if you repost, so come up with something different. Is what it means. I like that. I like that strategy.
it's just been crazy to see what people post each and every day coming in. I mean, even we've had just a lot of support from everybody, from even some of the older members to the newer ones, especially some of the newer ones. But I just get a kick out of seeing just what some people post. Like I think Josh and Frank were going wild with their postings for a while. Like it was almost like the rarest of like the rarest shit out there. Like each and every day, I was like, holy crap.
I've never seen this, but okay, thank you.
Yeah. All it starts with is a water-filled bloop, and it just goes from there.
So, with doing this, what has been the biggest surprises to both of you, aside from, I guess, just how receptive people have been?
Really, just the biggest surprise with it was like when we sat down. I've never done even an Instagram challenge before. Truth be told, never even participated. And it was just the crazy amount of just like people just being active on it. Like I didn't think that we were going to consistently have this many people like just chime in each day along this whole journey, just with like the different themes that we're throwing out.
Mm-hmm.
That was the biggest thing that I was not fully expecting. And I mean, truth be told, it was originally just supposed to be Instagram only.
Yeah. And I'm sure you were thinking, oh, this is just going to be our friends that just kind of do it alongside us, and it'll be a fun little thing. And then it's like, whoa, this is kind of huge.
It's a lot.
The thought. The thought was that only a couple of people were going to do it. We didn't realize that everyone was going to jump on, so it was really nice to see how much everyone wanted to join in.
Well, it's a lot. It's a lot less putting yourself out there to take a picture, rather than like what I equate it to in my head is Inktober. A lot of times we do Inktober in the Discord for the past 2 years, and like that is a little bit of like putting your personal creativity out there, whereas like I'd say it's a little easier to just take a picture, and participate.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like if you're not if you're shy about how you draw or your art style, like you may not be that happy to participate in something like Inktober.
Right.
I think that sort of makes the participation numbers go up a whole lot, I think. And
100%. Like we had some people early on when they reached out, and they were like, we love this idea, because we tried to get some feedback earlier on. I think it was mostly Discord only at first, but then when we posted it on Main, we started getting feedback ahead of time. And some individuals that reached out, they were like, I don't have 30 records of VGM. I don't know if I can participate. And I was like, no, it's not about that. I was like, you post whatever you
Just have
want that
fun.
you think is applicable. Yeah, it's just about having fun. It's just about being active, meeting some of your other community members. I was like, that's what it was all about. So like, you could post anime stuff each and every day. It doesn't matter. You could post VGM stuff. That's fantastic. Or you can just, there's even a couple individuals that have posted, like, I think like the last 2 days, I think there was like some black metal stuff, which was like wild to see here. But you sometimes forget that people have other interests other than just VGM too. So it's just cool that everybody has been just so receptive to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's tough keeping up. Like, it is an endurance run.
See, like,
during
I had
days.
an Instagram account, and I quickly was like, damn, I don't know why taking pictures of records is so much work, it feels like sometimes. So it's just like the fact that people are doing this for 31 days, it's a lot, and that's
I guess
Cool.
sweaty and my back starts hurting when I'm taking pictures of records.
Well, yeah,
You know,
like,
stressed out.
yeah, your Instagram account here, like, it is very on theme. Like, all your pictures are very universal. Like, and so that's a challenge in and of itself, just to have the patience to set it up in that particular
Yeah,
way. Get the
you would think I would have made some like photo cues for myself by now, where I'd like have a spot marked where I always set this or that, or certain cups pulled out, or literally anything to expedite it, but
no.
I don't.
So-
But I just raw dog it every time. I don't have any photo stands. I don't have any tripods, anything. I'm bent over at my waist, throwing my lower back out, trying to get a perfect photo that isn't nice dimensions. Very, very emotionally trying for me. But that kind of
Right.
reminded me. I wanted to ask, especially I guess to Chris and Issa, since you're the ones who are probably looking through everything for sure. I know there's like a lot of people's photos that we all can probably recognize, just like, just by seeing them, we know who it is. Is there any people's photography who you hadn't seen much of before that has struck you as like particularly appealing or thematically cool or anything like that? Or has it been most of like the everyday, like, Frank with the blue backdrop, or the blue couch guy, or my floor photos, or what have you? Is it all pretty consistent, or has there been some cool new stuff, new patterns you've seen?
Definitely some cool new stuff here and there, especially some individuals that I don't think they're even active in our scene, truth be told.
Oh, wow.
There's this one individual, but they just have interest in like just video game music and like vinyl in general. There's this one guy on Instagram. I wish I would remember like his username, but
I mean, you're going through 70 pictures at this point a day, so it kind of makes sense that it's hard to remember everything.
and we interact with each and every one of them. It's a lot.
Yeah. Oh my.
Yeah.
I didn't know you guys were doing that. How are you guys doing this?
Yeah, you sometimes do, like, you like every post, or you sometimes put them in your stories, right?
So yeah, I was. Oh my lord! When I first started, I was putting every picture in my story.
Oh my god.
And I was like, after I think it was about 5 or 6 days, I was like, I can't do this. I can't keep this. I got to stop, because it was just super, super crazy. Just how much was just like filling up. And then when I look at the end of the day, I'd be like, I did what? What did I do with my Instagram? But there was this one guy that does this amazing photography that I don't think is in our scene, and all this stuff is related to vinyl and comic books. And he had a couple posts with them together, and I was low-key waiting to see the Silver Surfer one get brought out with a comic book. I hope I don't even know if he even likes that soundtrack or whatnot, but he's done some cool stuff. There's the standard people that we kind of expect from this scene, like Aaron's phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
his photos each and every freaking day. Like he just does these really, really creative photos with it.
Yeah. What was like he did for the color green day? Like he arranged all his green records in the shape of the letter G.
That was somebody else, I think, that did that.
I thought that was Aaron.
Aaron did some. It might have been him. I know that he rearranged the blue. I know, and that was actually used. That I'm wondering if that actually is a header for something or not. I don't know, but it was used for something else. I saw. The craziest thing, and it was somebody brought to my attention. I guess there was like a Reddit thread, and I'm not a professional photographer. I'm far from it. I'm just a dude, just like taking photos, like putting the shit on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody was like, "Hey, somebody used like your blue like day where you had it all lined up. They were like they used it as like their like profile." And I was like, "What?" And I looked and I was like, that's so cool that somebody liked it that much to use it for something like that. Because it took so long to set that stuff up. Because none of the records are like sitting flat on like a table. They're all like different heights. Similar like the yellow one that's on the background here. Yellow was a lot easier to set up because there was less records. But we just had them on all these various heights, and it's outside, it's windy. I'm getting nervous.
Yeah.
I'm about to like lose half of them in like a gust.
I know, right? Like you do like just the littlest things. You're like, this is just gonna fucking like tip over and it's gonna get scratched, and this is the end of this record that I can't ever get again. And it's just like, wait, jeez.
I can like there was somebody that made a comment one day. I think it was for March 10th. That was the day that we said, "Hey, go outside and take a picture outside with a record."
Yeah.
And there was some of the comments that we got back. They were kind of just anxiety driven. They were like, "I don't know about taking records outside." But
yeah.
It was like, no. I was like, you gotta live.
No, I didn't.
March 10th is Mario Day, so it's probably a different day.
Oh no. We dropped the ball on that one. Thank you.
Was it?
I remember
we did.
talking about that with you guys at one point. Yeah.
Issa caught it though. In all fairness, Issa caught it after it went live, and she was like, "Uh-oh, guys, I think we screwed up." And I was like, "We didn't screw up." She was like, March 10th, and I was like, "Yeah." She's like, March 10th, and I was like, "Oh shit."
That's gamer Christmas right there.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh no!" And of course, once it was live, I think that was like one of the first comments. They were like, no Mario Day. And it was like, you guys can take your Mario records outside.
To be fair, Nintendo has had years that they're working on the Mario movie. March 10th was a Friday. They could have released the movie on March 10th, and they dropped the ball there. So I don't think...
You're not alone.
Yeah.
We tried, when we were setting up the dates, like we tried to put a lot of thought into what was the theme for each one of the days. Obviously, like the first day of spring. Then there was the rain after that. And then tomorrow is going to be a picture of records with flowers.
Mm-hmm.
So we tried to put like some thought into it. But yeah, it was, as I said, it was fun putting together and just figuring out what would work, what wouldn't. There's definitely been some takeaways, I think, from this on what to do for next time to make it a little bit easier.
What would be an example aside from Mario?
Really, I think the lesson I had with it was like, for example, we thought it was just going to be Instagram from the start.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it turned into daily posting on Main, there was an individual on Discord that was like, "Hey, I'm not really active on Main. I don't want to be active on Main. And I don't have an Instagram. And I would like if we could, is there something that we could post here?"
Yeah.
And it was like, and so Issa hopped on that immediately. And there's a daily posting here. I think in the future, it's just make sure that we're considering everybody, even though it was just an Instagram challenge. That was the thought initially, but just try to make it to where everybody.
I mean, at the very least, you were able to quickly work on your feet with this, because there's all kinds of things you could work on setting up, and you weren't expecting it to grow this much. So it's awesome that you were able to accommodate it all.
Yeah, I don't think any of us were expecting it to get the type of fanfare that we got from it in response. That was, and I know like 500 doesn't sound like a lot, but like for somebody that's never been involved in like an Instagram challenge, I have like not even 150 followers on Instagram. I have a teeny tiny Instagram page. So just to have that many people and just meet new individuals from the community, some of them that we've already had discussions with before, and now we found out that they have an Instagram page, or it just kind of just brings it all together.
That's what it's about.
So, based on this feedback, how long did it take you all to determine, yeah, we're doing this next year?
No, they're doing it next month.
No, not next month.
Oh no! Oh no!
I did like
I
that.
think we talked about the idea of maybe doing it twice a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah, it's a lot to do, and it's been a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong, but I think it will make it easier if it's only just twice a year, because themes, especially since this one kind of fell into winter spring. I think next time we would possibly switch up some of the days to where it's more seasonal appropriate. We started with like the winter thing, which was pretty appropriate, but just kind of fine tune it, and then we would be looking at obviously the summer fall, which would include a lot of the cooler holidays that people love.
Yeah, and it can change how everything is posted too, of just like less of the spring oriented stuff, I guess. It is.
100%. Like we had one. Sorry if you hear the plane going overhead.
You're good.
We had a couple days originally planned that we actually took off the themes, because we wanted to make other themes that just fit a little bit better. Like one day we did Mail Day Monday, and that coincided obviously with a Monday on Main. We thought that was like a little nice gesture.
Yeah.
But one of the days we took off was a spooky theme day. And that kind of broke my heart a little, because I love the spooky horror-based soundtracks. I mean, the whole reason why I even decided to start being active was when the embargo broke on Deep Fear. And I was like, oh my God, I was like, I have to get active. I was like, I can't believe I missed something like this. I was like, this is...
Broke your heart.
Yeah, Deep Fear. That was the one that did it. So I can't wait for us to look at the possible ideas for the summer and fall.
I'm not gonna lie, even twice a year does like sound intimidating.
It does sound daunting.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Maybe we would choose February next year, but it's March Madness. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could do it like every 11 or 13 months, so that you get a different month to work with, like New Year, new record, or like if you did like January or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we have to talk about afterwards, to just how we feel it went, what could be done, if there's anything that we would change, et cetera, and just have the discussion with the people that have been nice enough to give us a platform to support it, to see if there's any feedback that they have on it as well. September Sadness.
September Sadness.
That's the most heartbreaking comment I've read so far.
Would love to see September Sadness. When it came to making up the ideas, did that sort of come naturally, or was it like a very long process? Because I have to imagine, like, since you thought it would be rather small to begin with, that I'm sure it was just like, let's just put it whatever we think will happen.
So I think I sent her a message to Issa, and I was like, hey, these are some of the ideas I have. She had a bunch of ideas already. And then I think at that point, we just were on a call live, and we were just filling it up. We actually asked a couple other people feedback on some of the days that they would recommend as well, or possible ideas. But yeah, most of it was just Issa and myself just hammering it out in a phone call.
Yeah.
It was pretty quick once it started. Like, we were like, okay, we gotta get 31. Let's go through. I think we spent as much time though determining what was on what day though.
Mm-hmm.
As crazy as that sounds, just trying to make it match up into something. Like, we didn't want all the color theme days which are honestly my favorite of this so far, just because they're just so beautiful. Like, scroll through and just see all this. We wanted to space those out to where there was only one of those per week, so it wasn't just all bottlenecked in one aspect.
Of course. Has there been any? I mean, I know you mentioned the soundtrack day got some of the most engagement, but has there been any day that people have posted records that surprise you? Like, I know you said that you sometimes choose the low-hanging fruit. So, like, is there any days that like people went a different direction than you thought? Like, even today, I think rainy day is a little like, you can be on the nose with the rainy day, rainy nights. You can be on or Rain World, which are both fantastic albums, but like, it's a lot more subjective on a day like this.
Mm-hmm. I think most of them, like, there's always been a individuals that would come out with something that you would never think of, that maybe you even had that record, or even listen to that record on the regular. You just never thought to coincide it with that specific day. But for the most part, they're pretty much in line with what you would expect. Mm-hmm. The day, like, some of my favorite days or I guess the one that was most surprising would be the record to study to, because I don't listen to a lot of like down tempo, like VGM and stuff like that. So just seeing what people use to relax or work early in the morning, coffee breaks, etc., that was pretty cool to and really I had no clue what people were going to post going into. It wasn't just all lo-fi girls, or just all lo-fis, or the other stuff that we have.
Yeah, I remember the day that looks like candy. I thought that one was a fun one.
That was a very neat thing to see.
Different responses, because that's something that, like, because I think I posted Breath of the Wild Memories of the Hero's Journey, because I just like that split, like the colors on those, on like blue and red and then yellow and green, like they look so much like the food coloring that just like made me think of that. And then I think Dakota posted the splatter variant for the candy version, and like that's something I never thought of as candy until I started looking at it, and I thought it was like a peppermint swirl or something like that.
Oh, the yummy candy day, that was all Issa. That was 100% her idea, and that was a really, really popular day, and that was probably the most vibrant day regarding records that were being posted. Like, I never really looked at records before being like, well, what looks yummy, what looks like so I had to go through, and I was like, okay, what do I got? And I ended up going with the splatter for the X-Men Mind Games, because of how just vibrant and colorful it was, and it just reminded me of like Boardwalk Taffy. And
I love that.
Yeah, and it was crazy. And even Kat, I think Kat posted the Wax Mage for the Channel 3 Wax Mage. Yeah. And I think she referred to, I might be mistaken, but I think she referred to it as like a jawbreaker, I think. And I was like, you know what? I was like, that's kind of accurate.
It's just so fun, because something like that, even the question is just like, wait, what? what makes you think of candy? And then just seeing everyone else is like, this is what I think is candy. I'm gonna eat the Esperwave Wax Mage. It's like I wasn't gonna think of that, but now I am. Now that's a thought in my head.
Yeah, like there was like some critical thought in that day, and we still got crazy amount of participation on that day. That was like you get 2 out there, you're like, okay, well, not too many people are going to post that day. You're not going to see too much interaction. But no, Candy Day was nuts.
Everyone likes candy.
Everyone does, 100%. So I guess Issa, what was some of your favorite days so far on it?
I think a fun one was Choose Your Own Adventure, where people posted random records without like a prompt.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I was I overthought that one, like, and just like used a random number generator. I don't know, but it was nice, yeah, to see how people were choosing them randomly.
But
Some people just like shook their Discogs, and that's what they used for their random record.
And you even say
That's what I did, I think.
You saying you did RNG it's also you chose your own adventure to get there, so it's like,
Yeah,
that's neat.
Yeah, and I think that whole idea was it came in. I think it came into our minds because Aaron was like going crazy with like the Goosebump books, and I just remember from when I was a kid, like the Choose Your Own Adventure Goosebumps.
Oh yeah.
So we just were like, why don't we have a Choose Your Own Adventure Day? Like, just let people choose what they want. Like, I don't need to tell you. You come up with it. You can come up with your own narrative. Just have fun.
And then they did.
They did. Soft Flex Day.
Every day's a soft flex day. Let's be real.
People can choose to go with it, and not. But I guess that's kind of a surprising thing. Not everybody has been like going crazy with like the flex on it.
Yeah.
Like we've seen a lot of people just post boots versus regular, and just not everything's been like a total flex at all.
Mm-hmm. Like,
I mean,
here's my
even
lo-fi.
even like with the yellow that's like in the background for this, I try to just pick stuff that I didn't see that often.
Mm-hmm.
For
Yeah,
whatever reason, other than the Super Mario one, I just needed a yellow. But yeah, like the Ronald McDonald, Doshin, even the Tony Hawk Pro Skater DJ thing that I found at a used record store. But yeah, it's just cool going through the your shelves, being like, well, okay, well, what yellow records do I have? And then having your significant other yell at you, being like, why are there so many records like out?
yeah,
What is all
yeah.
this?
You made a mess of things. I've been trying to do like 5 days at once, and then just like try to store and post those pictures on the appropriate days, because like, that makes it so much easier for me than trying to like grab one record a day, decide on something, and then that would lead to such a mess around the house.
Well, I learned from Issa with like just the Instagram account in general, because I used to pull stuff out on the daily. And Issa was like, no, she was like, I have a reserve, Chris. You got to build up a reserve, buddy. You got to, you can't, because it might be a real bad weather day. It might just be, and I take all my photos outside on like this just table I have out there. And she was in like, it got cold on the East Coast. Like this was a mild winter, but some of those 10 days were like rough. She was like, you got to build a reserve. So, and also for this, there was like 1 week I was on vacation. So I was like, okay, so what do we have for that week? Okay, I got to get this done before I go on vacation.
Yeah.
Issa went international. So she had to get some ahead of time as well.
So that's a little tip for everyone who keeps doing something every day. Just take a bunch of pictures. It'll be fine.
Take a bunch of pictures. Exactly. And I mean, there's some individuals that have just been pulling, they've already had the photos. Some of them have had them for like years, and they've just been pulling those to grow on, which was really, really, I didn't think of it like that, but it totally makes sense. There was one of my friends that was like, hey, I would like to contribute to this, but he was like, I just can't be bothered taking a photo each and every day. And I was like, my man, you have an Instagram account where you take pictures of everything that comes into your house that day. Just use those.
You have the pictures.
Yeah, you have the technology. Just use it.
Don't overthink it.
Definitely.
So I guess with going overseas like that, how did that conflict with like deciding to do March of all months for this photo challenge? Like, did it was it originally just gonna be like Chris, since you were gonna be out of the country, or were you committed like as soon as you all were in the planning stages, like no matter where you were committed to helping us?
We thought about doing it earlier, but we dropped the ball for February. So we decided on March, but I just used the collection that's here overseas
Okay,
to
yeah.
take my pictures.
That works.
Yeah, Issa has access to a crazy collection over there. But yeah, it was one of those things where when we started going through it, like as she said, February kind of slipped through, and it was like, you know what? I was like, this is too good of an idea. We can't just keep pushing this off. Let's just pull the cord. Let's just go with it. Yeah, we know it's not everybody's going to be sold on it. We're not giving a lot of time. I think we gave everybody heads up of, I think it was like 24 hours before it started. But yeah, we were like, nope, we just got to pull it. We just got to start, because so many good ideas just don't get anywhere because people overthink stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay just to be in that moment. I mean, it doesn't have to be.
What?
Yeah. Did we lose Chris for a moment?
Chris,
I'm here.
Okay.
Just cut off at the end there. But yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, if you missed February this year, there's always next year, and there's a lot of different themes you could do on February that you couldn't do for March.
exactly. And that's kind of going to be, I think, when we end this. I mean, we're just obviously going to thank everybody that participated, everybody that really just joined in on the fun. But there's always going to be it sounds like there's going to be a next time for this.
Mm-hmm.
So we look forward to everybody joining in for next round as well.
And it's a leap year next year, so February.
Ooh.
Even.
Oof.
So get your pictures ready. So you can take them now, and we still won't know. And you don't need to know the themes. Just come up with your own. Maybe it'll land.
Maybe, yeah. Something else that I haven't done too much of, but I probably should go back to look at the specific days just to see what people were reposting the most of. Like some of the days, there's been quite a few days that were heavy SQ days.
Ow.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of went crazy with that. Russian subway dogs. There were really on the Pets Day. I think Scott's stuff was very heavily supported on Very Okay Vinyl, which was awesome to see.
Check out Very Okay Vinyl, the number one visual novel, the vinyl retailer in the Canada.
It's probably true.
Check them out. But yeah, that's cool whenever you see the trends of records as well that kind of surprise you.
Yeah, and it's not always the newest new. I mean, I don't think there's been. Well, we still have the box set day coming up.
Oh,
I imagine
boy.
there's a lot of tactics on that. I imagine.
Recency bias is huge in this community. Is something I've learned.
How many Chrono Triggers are you guessing you were going to get that day? And how, as a second question, how angry do you think people will get?
So
This question goes for chat too.
So funny enough, when this started, we made a joke about it. We're like, who's going to be the first person to post a Chrono Trigger on day one? And then no matter what the theme was for the day, just post Chrono Trigger.
I was going to say, that would be so fucking funny. Like, oh yeah, this is my cozy This is my own. So I listen to this every spring, every winter when I study.
Take this
Just
outside.
like the same fucking photo over and over.
That's
I-
we were like, who's going to be that guy? And there
God,
has been. That was
I wish I'd thought of that sooner. It's so funny.
like today's theme is green. Be like, well, this isn't a green record, but I got Chrono Trigger. Boom.
Just like, or just like
A lot of green.
in the iPhone photo editor, just like tint it green or something.
Oh, no, it's just like this cost me a lot of green.
Oh, I think we got
God,
that right
it'd
now.
be so fucked up. God, I just thought of that. It was really funny. I thought of that at the beginning.
It was we were waiting for somebody to do
Oh,
that.
it's ad time.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. Oh man.
Okay,
Before-
we're back.
Oh, are we back from the
And we're
ad now?
back.
All right. We want to bring in someone from the waiting room.
Yes, we're almost hitting the hour mark, so
All right. So yeah, it's a good time. I don't think Bird has been in a while or at all. I don't know. We'll see.
let's find out.
Just drag Bird in. You are live. And it sounded like
Am I on the air?
Hey, Bird.
Fuck.
hi.
What's going on?
I don't know. Have you been liking the March Madness this month? Have you been participating?
With support, yes. I'm one of those guys. I'm gonna sound like a Scrooge, but I really don't like showing what I have.
Whoa.
I feel like it's like, I don't know, not me. But I have been liking every post that my friends have been making, just to kind of encourage it.
Mhm.
Like last night was a fun one. I don't know if anyone saw the post from yesterday or the challenge. What
There
was
was a rush to support last minute. It was
There was a whole bunch of support last minute yesterday.
Yeah, before the day ended, just kind of like a little rally.
Oh, nice. No, I must have missed that. I don't know what was going on.
it was
Uh,
you get the notifications on the phone and you're like 10 plus, you're like, what is going on?
What the fuck?
Yeah. I was like, what did we do? Did someone break embargo?
You can't post this. March Madness has ruined everything.
We only almost had that happen once.
Of course.
Beforehand. On pet days of all days.
It's always when you least expect it. Like, oh, this is just the innocent little day, and it's just like, today I'm gonna cause trouble.
It was, and they like messaged me even. They were like, X, Y, and Z. They were like, is this off embargo yet? And I was like, first of all, I don't even know what you're talking about, my man. I was like, second of all, I'm not who you should be asking this question. And I mean, it's not under embargo anymore. It was the newest Animal Crossings,
Okay.
and they wanted to do that for Pet Day, and they had the photo and everything ready to go. And I felt bad being like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. I was like, we can't have this discussion.
Yeah. I need you to go talk to someone who isn't me.
It was somebody that I've never interacted before, but you know
Oh.
what? I gotta give them so much credit for at least reaching out and asking the
Yeah.
question. They're just doing it.
yeah.
Yeah, no embargo breaks, and please don't do it, guys. We have 10 days left. Just behave. for once.
Do that on someone else's challenge.
Yeah.
I do want to say the biggest memorable thing so far about this was the rush, and I don't want to say stress, but the time sensitivity Issa and Chris were trying to put this together, coming up with like what theme goes in which day, and me on the other end just kind of like zoned out playing Final Fantasy mid dungeon. They're like, "You got any input?" I'm like, "Huh?" And then I just hear like Issa like shooting ideas, and Chris like, yeah, write that down, and then seeing it like at the very end, because it was like a good long voice call that we had,
Mhm.
like easily like an hour and a half, maybe a little bit more. of them just like going back and forth, and me just zoned out. And at the very end, I see it put together. I'm like, oh, okay, wow.
I was
what are
part
we
of
naming
this. Nice.
it? Like in my subconsciously, I heard it all, but I had like,
Nothing
Very-
registered up there.
yeah, like very minimal input. I would say like random words at certain times.
You kind of helped us a lot with the hashtag, so that's very, very much appreciated.
I don't know, I was like, what's March themed? I'm like, college basketball. How can we tie that into vinyl? And then, yeah, just out of nowhere, it just popped up. Chris ate it up. I was like, all right.
Yeah. I helped.
Very minimal. I don't want to take any credit.
So check out Bird's challenge that he made all by himself.
Yeah, you can follow me at Gadget Spins.
Oh,
Check it out.
Gadget's so famous, he doesn't even know it.
Surprised
Just
they're
like
not
my
hearing
dad.
them right now.
Probably a lot of people don't know. Gadget is the name of my pug.
Very
He
famous
snores a
now.
lot on voice chats.
Best mascot day. I don't know what a best mascot day would be. Zach. These are like the real hard hitting questions that are coming in at 9:56. We could spend like hours on this. I'm just gonna go Fogs.
That's the easier answer and very safe for everyone because everyone owns Fogs.
Sonic, no, can't be Sonic.
What the fuck is a Sonic?
Yeah, it's gotta be Fogs.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Two Dogs versus no thank you.
That's some indie shit, I guess. Oh, Ronald McDonald. That's
That
true.
is true.
Has
That would be
Going Under
awesome.
been posted anywhere on these vinyl challenges?
If
Has you
any,
been-
Tied into the game you're playing?
if there's any time I would expect that, it would be during this because, like Chris has said, it's like you see things, you're like, oh, I forgot about that release.
Yeah, that. I do feel like that release came and went
I
without
like
much fan.
it.
We haven't seen the Noid yet at all.
Damn.
Oh,
The California
Tomorrow's
Raisins,
Noid Day.
There is
People
a
are
B-side. People forget about the B-side. But no, Fogs does appear in one of my pictures upcoming.
Okay.
I had to make sure to put it just because it's on a color day that's upcoming.
So I didn't know this about the Noid until very recently, and I feel kind of dumb for not knowing it. I didn't know that it was a completely different game, like Doki Doki Panic became
Oh.
Super Mario Brothers, and yeah, you're more of a ninja type person, but then when they translated it over to the US, they decided to make it a marketing promotion with Domino's. And so, like, they reskinned the game. They redid the soundtrack, which was very surprising to me because I listened to the soundtrack. Let me get what the name was in Japan. Kamen no Ninja Hanamaru. And that
And this is for
soundtrack.
the Noid?
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
This is for the Noid?
Yeah, that is a game that became Yonoid, and it looks so different, it sounds so different, and it's very enjoyable.
I did not know this. So
No,
there's another champion of this whole March Madness. Finding
no.
out little that. I mean, it's kind of like what Zach posted, the question asking if anybody has been like this exist ? And yeah, we've had that on Instagram a couple times. One individual, on the day you recommend a record for a friend, I chose the BSX because that really
It
Th-
fucks.
it does fuck up. It's just one of those cool concepts that I'm so glad to see get support. But there was somebody that was in the comments, and they're not from the community at all, and they were like, "This exists? Oh my god, the BSX! This is the hub. There was this." and they were like, "Where can I get this?" And I was like, I don't know where you can get it exactly. I was like, but if you join this community or this community, you have a chance. Just put an ISO out for it, and I'm sure somebody will.
Yeah.
There was somebody else for the BSX thing that had no history. It knew nothing about, obviously, BSX as well. And they reached out and they were like, "This looks a lot like Earthbound." And I was like, "Good eye."
You figured it out.
Yeah. And so we were able to post the wiki and just say, hey, and they were like, "Oh my God," they were like, "There's so much information about this I didn't know existed," which was one of the coolest parts of that release.
I mean, that's one of the coolest parts about the community as a whole, like whether it be published, like officially licensed stuff, or bootlegs, is just like going in that deep underground and like showing someone something that like they may not have heard of otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know Crash Bandicoot fought the Noid.
I
don't know if that's true or not, but
I feel like that lines up, right? Yeah.
That's deep lore.
They're in the same universe, at least. So, guess that's March Madness.
Well, thank you guys so much for asking us to come on.
Yes, thanks for making time to come on here and talk to us about it. I'm sure I'm definitely going to make an effort, maybe, to do what's left, and then like seeing the hype around this has me being like, when is the next one? I want to make an attempt and actually do the next one. So I'm excited to see what you guys have planned for next time, and I'm sure everyone else is too, especially those that have been a part of it.
It's appreciated. It's appreciated so much, just the support and all the kind words, and just even if people can't contribute to it, the fact that they're just supporting it in whatever way they can and just enjoying it and just having fun. I mean, this has been just each and every day consistently. Just, I mean, we're on day 21 now. Just having fun, just connecting with people. I mean, that's kind of the purpose of the whole thing. But no, thank you guys so much, and thank you so much, Issa, obviously, for taking crazy ideas and actually making them into something that's workable.
Yeah, and I will admit I will be very relieved when it's over. Like I'm in it for the long haul till the end, but like I think
thanks for the bits and the subs.
It motivated me to use like an Instagram record channel that I had for like 2 years and never touched. And now I think I've got some momentum going, and so but I might dial it down to maybe like twice a week or something.
Yeah, so shout out to the people that do it every day, and the ones that do the intricate shots of every little bonus with it. Frank's a madman.
I don't know how it's done, but it's definitely appreciated, and everyone in this community, even if they're just scrolling through these pictures, there is that appreciation of just you took your time, and it's seen and acknowledged.
Exactly. It doesn't matter whether you're the first or whether you're the last. Just go out there and just don't care and have fun.
So shouts out to March.
Sorry.
I forgive you.
I was gonna say, can I just say, I didn't know this hashtag was an empty hashtag, and seeing it now having over like 500 plus posts is insane. Because I remember it only had 2. Huge. Mad props, guys.
Thank you. Can't take all the credit to the community for supporting it.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us tonight.
And is he in our waiting room? We can't. How do we send off without
Glover?
Without Glover. Just get it. Take us away, Glover. And thank you all for the bits and subs. They are always appreciated.
It's Glover, everybody. Happy March Mansion, everybody. Big ass March Mansion.
Good night.